How's everybody doing after that full moon? We're still in it, you guys. We're still in it. It's been interesting, a little intense, I'm not going to lie, over here with the fixed signs. So, this full moon is definitely affecting the fixed signs in the early degrees. If you have any placements in the early degrees of the fixed signs, and as a reminder, the fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So, yeah, it's been rough. It's been rough out here. Not to mention the fact that we also have Uranus stationing to go direct in the sign of Taurus, and the sun is going to be squaring Taurus here very soon. We have Mercury and Mars that are about to be conjunct in Capricorn, so the cardinal signs are feeling this as well. And then we have Saturn hanging out in Pisces. So it doesn't matter what modality you have in your chart. Right now, there's all kinds of things that are being affected across the board. So if you are like me and other people I know and you have a splash chart, hang on. Hang on. Yeah. So this full moon was really intense. And I want to talk about it a little bit. Just because, I mean, so many people have reached out with crisis and things like that. And I understand crisis is more of a cardinal energy, but because Uranus is in the fixed axis right now, it's wreaking a little bit of havoc with everybody that's got fixed energy. And, you know, Jupiter is there in Taurus with Uranus expanding on this energy of chaos and left turns and just wild swings, right? And the sun, you know, is the ruler. Sorry, I'm like playing with my hair a lot today. I gotta do something with it. But this, this full moon, you know, the moon in Leo, right, is usually a very emotional moon anyway, just because Leo is very heart centered and the moon is our emotions, right? And so it can be like big emotions and dramatic emotions and things like that, which normally, you know, whatever, if it's not a full moon. But the fact that the sun is in its detriment is really, really, with Pluto, no less, is really what's playing out here. And I do apologize for those of you that are like looking at my eyeball over here thinking, wow, it looks like she got punched. Well, no, I didn't get punched. That's just my eyeball. Mars is not being polite to me right now. So, anywho, back to the story. So Aquarius is the sun's, you know, detriment, right? And so the sun doesn't function as well. So, you know, with Pluto, it's about transformations. It's about deep, unadulterated truths. Apparently, I wanted to mix all those words together and come up with deep. But yeah, so it's going to be revelatory. And when I say revelatory, I mean revealing things that were kind of hidden. And it can be about ourselves, about our partnerships. It can be about things that we need to work on. It can be things where we need a little bit more self-reflection, because full moons they're a heightened emotional time, but it's also a time where both luminaries are at odds, right? And so our consciousness, our conscious awareness is the sun. And Pluto is about the deep soul truths that we need to face. And so this full moon being in Leo, the moon is our emotional state. It's our physical body. It's our physical well-being, right? And so having the moon here in Leo could mean that those of us, and everyone in some way, shape, or form in your chart, this is in everyone's chart, are being asked to really dig in and reflect on who we are, on the things that we maybe have kept secret from even ourselves, things that have been percolating in the back of our consciousness, right? Because everything for this full moon stems back to Aquarius and the sun in Aquarius with Pluto. And so what this can mean is that there's a need to reflect, there's a need to evaluate, there's a need to go back and forth on a topic. And it can it can feel daunting, especially with Jupiter there, because Jupiter is expanding on all of this. It's really bringing everything out and the tangible reality that we live in, right? Very, very real or very tangible emotions going on, very real lessons, right? Jupiter is about lessons that need to be learned. It's about our morality, right? Jupiter is that expansive quality, but it's also about morality. It's about what's right and what's wrong, and our ethics and our morals, and where we are self righteous as well. So there's a lot of truth being revealed to ourselves, right? If we're looking at this from a solar standpoint, from our own personal perspectives, and dig into that, right? Because with Pluto, there's shadow work that needs to be done. Pluto is all about shadow work. And speaking of, I have an announcement to make. If you've watched this far, leave a comment and let me know that you watched this far. So, coming up here in the next few weeks, into next month, like sometime in February, I'm going to be releasing a video with a dear friend of mine, Criselda Pacheco. And shout out, Criselda, I will be tagging you in this. And we're going to talk about Pluto in Aquarius when it comes to sex. Yeah. Okay. So, toodaloo, everybody. Have a good one.